Hi Virgo, welcome to Pandora Astrology's monthly horoscope for June of 2020. We've got Mercury, Venus, and Mars, relationship activity, career activity, a couple of eclipses going on this month, and also a hot degree. I'm Jamie Kale Miller of Pandora Astrology, and with me is Julia Mijas. And Julia, I think you're going to start with Mercury, Venus, and Mars, right?
Yes, I sure am. So, hey, Virgo, Mercury starts this month in the sign of Cancer, which correlates with your 11th house of friends. And on June 17th, Mercury is going to go retrograde in this house. So, when Mercury goes retrograde, it's a general time for miscommunications. And for you, Virgo, where it will specifically happen is in your friendship circles. So, just be aware to try to sort of say what you mean and be as clear as possible during that time when you're talking with your buddies. Then Venus starts the month retrograde in the sign of Gemini, which correlates with your 10th house. So when Venus goes retrograde, that's a time where we're rethinking our relationships because Venus is the relationship planet. So when she goes retrograde in the 10th house of career, it means that you might be reviewing whether your relationship has supported you enough in your career before, and whether there's some changes you'd like to make, or whether your relationship helps and enhances your standing in the community, because that's also a 10th house thing. Then on June 25th, Venus will finally go direct too. So that reviewing
Woohoo!
process will finally come to an end. Juno has already gone direct too this month, earlier, actually before. So that means that after June 25th, the relationship retrospection period is going to be easing up a lot, which is great.
Mhm.
Then Mars starts the month in Pisces, which is your 7th house of partnership. And wherever we have Mars is where we can run into some conflict. So, things might get a little bit spicy with your partner. The 7th house can also represent consultants, people that you hire to kind of help you on a consulting basis. So you can also expect some sort of fiery interactions, from those arenas as well. And then on June 27th, Mars enters Aries, which means it's going to go into your 8th house of other people's money. And wherever we have Mars is where we put our energy. So you could be thinking a lot about how to manage your debts, how to get a loan, how to manage shared resources with a partner.
We've also got a couple of eclipses this month. They do usually happen in batches, about every 6 months, beginning with a lunar eclipse here in Sagittarius, which falls in your 4th house, opposite a Sun in the 10th, and square Mars in the 7th. So definitely look for conflicts, angry outbursts in your partnerships and in your home life. And, like I said to Leo, keep a bucket of water ready to put out any sort of emotional fires that may occur. Lunar eclipses are particularly known for bringing up emotions that you maybe didn't want to deal with before, but maybe have to be dealt with now. So the other eclipse is a solar eclipse in Cancer. It's happening on the 20th. And that is going to fall in your 11th house, which Julia mentioned before is the house of friends and communities. And let me just pop this over. There you can see it, the sun and the moon there. A solar eclipse usually is less internal, less subjective, more objective, more out there. And an eclipse has to do with seeing your shadow or being forced to take a look at your shadow and having it manifest in your behavior. So watch your behavior in your friendship circles under this eclipse during the several day period around this eclipse. And then the last thing that I want to tell you about is that we have discovered a degree of the zodiac that seems to correspond to the pandemic, and it's 22 degrees of Capricorn. We've made a video about that called The Astrology of the Coronavirus Pandemic, and you can find it in our June 2020 playlist on our YouTube channel, Pandora Astrology. You'll also find it in the 2020 news playlist. And in that video, we talk about several times during the year that there are likely to be flare-ups and also potentially angry mobs. And so I would check that if I were you and stay safe. This particular degree is falling in your 5th house of creativity, which is also a house of the ego. And so I think that you can expect one aspect of the course of this pandemic to sort of hit you in your pride. And the more that you can transform around your pride, the better a time you'll have. I think that's what we have for you. If you are interested in a reading right now, some of the activity here would suggest really there's so many differing themes going on here that probably a natal and transit reading is the one to cover all the questions that you might have. And until next month, we'll see ya around the cosmos. Bye.
Bye bye.